Hi guys. Guys, we're gonna also go live on our YouTube, TikTok. And so that's way we can all make the announcements at the same time, darling. Oh, it might actually, oh, that might fit over here. Hold on, guys. Hold on, YouTube. So, YouTube, I am trying to get acclimated, coming back live on a consistent basis. You guys know it was hard for me to stay consistent on this platform. And not even that I've mastered it, because here we are. But I'm just going to put my phone holder and have a little announcement. Now, I know it's probably like, girl, why you didn't have this set up? But the thing is, I didn't know I was going to have it here until just now. Okay. Now I'm going to get my TikTok out and go live before we start. Okay. Sorry, y'all. There's like nothing behind me, but whatever. Okay, let's turn this up. Like that. Like that. Okay, are we all checked in on both phones? We are. Let's see. Okay, it looks good on both ends. Okay, so I have my TikTok live to the right of me and my YouTube live to the left of me. Okay, so we are going to come in and get into some things. Now, first and foremost, if you are on my YouTube, I just want to tell you guys I deeply apologize. I know I kind of fell off with the lashing lives and the lash live topics. Hate that for me. But if you are a lash professional, please make sure you are tapped into all of our platforms. We have YouTube, Jasmine, Nakea, _JAZLASH on Instagram, as well as TikTok, and our private lash group on Facebook. And that's going to be Lash Barb. Please make sure you guys are tapped in, okay? I want to make sure I'm here for you, and I need you to make sure you're here for me, all right? So make sure you're following all the platforms. Now, the topic at hand. It is Tuesday. I am about to start a lash client, but I wanted to check in first, okay? I am like, can't even believe that it's June. Can't even believe that the half the year is up. Like, that's crazy. It's saying there's a few people on YouTube. It won't tell me who, of course. But the thing is, if you're on YouTube, make sure you guys are following the platform. Make sure you guys are following the platform. And I don't know if you guys can see my undergarments under here. I do apologize if so. Every time I come to work, I try to just be comfortable. That's one thing about like being a lash tech. You have to be comfortable. You can't be lifting up your arms, putting down your arms, and you're not comfortable, or, you know, those type of things. So I have my food, and I'm thinking that we're going to set up and just, you know, kind of have our basic chit chat. The only bad thing about having 2 lives at a time is that I can't play any music, because YouTube, you really can't play any music for it. But let's get into some things. Y'all, it has been a lot this year lashing. I feel like people, like, of course, like, your really good clients, they aren't going anywhere. But I feel like people are really trying to figure out ways to save money. And with people trying to figure out ways to save money, of course, that'll come your lash extensions. Can I do a cluster lash? Can I do a strip lash? Can I do something else besides go in and get my lashes done? And, you know, whatever. But I think that's kind of caused like a shift in the lash industry, where like a lot of lash techs are feeling like they can't get booked, or are feeling like they're not making the money, or whatever the case have you. And so I kind of wanted to speak on that a little bit. Also, I have a lot of girls on my pages who are like going through like divorce and going through like traumatic things, and, you know, dating really bad men. I feel like that's been like a topic that I always see on my timeline. and that of course I see a lot with beauty professionals. So I kind of wanted to touch on that just a little bit, not a lot, of course. And then lastly, we have the best lash supplies in the game, and I want to show you guys a few of them. Okay, so first on the docket is kind of the mindset around lashing now. The whole lashing is dead. The whole I can't make no money in the lash game. Clients want clusters, like that whole thing. The first kind of thing I'll say on that is like cluster lash extensions and strip lashes were around long before lash extensions, right? They have been around for eons before there was even a lash extension thought of, literally. And so it's kind of one of those things where it's a mindset game. I realize if you're sitting around wondering why no one's booking, if you're sitting around wondering why you didn't do the best on that lash set, if you're sitting around wondering, you know, if that person's going to pay a deposit on your set or on their appointment or not, then that's exactly what's going to continue to manifest. And I know a lot of that sounds super cliche. I know the whole manifest, believe in your thoughts, and you know, I know that whole topic can get extremely redundant, but I feel like that is a big part of entrepreneurship. And again, we'll talk about mental and mental health in a very quick second. You have to kind of be delusional in a sense of this is going to work. My business is going to work. I'm going to get clients. People are going to hear about me. I am going to, and not even going to, I am now in the present moment. I'm successful. I'm going to post on the internet. I'm going to go use my tweezers and work on my craft. I'm going to go slide in some people's DMs. I'm going to go to the mall and just smile and look cute. You know, these things are important. They do add up. Those small, minute tasks that may seem like duh, whatever, if you're doing it on a consistent basis, is going to build momentum. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people take that for granted. It doesn't take you doing 700 things every single day. It can literally be as simple as getting glam and going to the salon that you may not have clients in, or getting glam and going to your lash room or your makeup room or your private studio in your house and putting some energy towards your business, whatever that is. Okay. You guys are underestimating the power of momentum and the power of intention. And again, I wasn't always perfect with that, but I think when I started 10 plus years ago in lash extensions, I was so hungry. I was so like just excited to like have my license, and like I always wanted to be like a hairdresser. That was like one of my biggest things I wanted to be when I was a young girl. And so I was so hungry and I was so anxious and I was so like broke at the time that I didn't really take no for an answer, and I kind of let some stuff, I didn't really let stuff early on when I was starting hinder me because I was so like hungry. I wanted to do it. And so I think that if you're not having that passion, really look at what you're doing. I remember I went to nursing school and flunked out completely. I remember when I was just doing nursing jobs and I really wasn't happy. I remember when I would do like little odd jobs and I wasn't happy. And I had to like really kind of take a step back. Like, am I doing this for myself or am I doing this for other people? When it comes to the mindset, because if you're doing it because you've seen somebody else do it on Instagram, when it gets hard, you're not going to want to keep going anymore. If you're doing it just to make money, when people no show you or you're out of supply and you don't have money to get anymore, you're going to give up. Or if a pandemic happens and you don't know how you're ever going to work again, you're going to give up and you're going to figure out something else to do. And so I encourage you guys to do small incremental tasks on a daily basis to build up your momentum, build up your self-esteem, build up your hype in your head so you can really pursue your business. I'm going to also let you know if you're insecure, maybe hopping out of the gate running a business and originally isn't the best. Maybe you can work commission for, you know, a lash place or makeup place or a salon first before you full-blown jump out. Entrepreneurship is extremely hard. I know it's trendy. I know it looks good on Instagram, but it's extremely hard. It's a constant, like it's hard, y'all. And so I feel like sometimes we can underestimate that and not really necessarily prepare ourselves for what's to come. So small, incremental, consistent tasks. and you know, you'll get those clients in the door. Because I feel like that's the number one question that people are asking me all the time. It's not even like technique questions about lash extensions anymore. It's literally like, how do I get clients? How do I get clients? How do I get clients? I feel like that's the only question that I'm asked on a consistent basis, is how do you get clients? So I just kind of wanted to touch on that starting out the gate. So you will get clients, just stay consistent, make sure you're on social media, make sure that mindset is good, stay confident. Don't let, you know, things deter you. Second on the list is supplies and product. We need to go over supplies and product, as well as where you can find things at, because we have uploaded and updated a few things. Okay, so you guys know I already stand firm on having the best seller lash adhesive here at JAZLASH. And that is, you know, where we're always at. But we have added our products to the TikTok shop as well as our Instagram shop. So if you are on TikTok right now, you can be able to shop our supplies, our tweezers, as well as our lash trays. Our tweezers and our lash cleanser is on the TikTok shop. And then if you want the #1 adhesive, you're going to go to jazlash.com for that. And I will tell you guys, it is a 0.5 dry time. A lot of people think that you should be working with a slow dry time glue adhesive if you're a beginner. That is false, guys. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you've been doing it a really long time. You should always be using a fast drying adhesive. It's going to really just make sure those bases aren't like thick and chunky. Slower dry time glue, it's taking a while for it to oxidize at that base, and that's why, you know, you'll see people when they're promoting their adhesive, they'll tell you the dry time. The faster that glue dries, guys, the faster it's going to adhere to the natural lash, and the faster and better that lash extension is going to retain to the natural lash. And so that is why you always want to be working with a fast drying glue. Our Quickie Lash adhesive is a 0.5 dry time. It's over here somewhere. And our lash trays are also on there. So make sure you guys check out jazlash.com. We do have a few bottles of Quickie Lash adhesive also on Amazon. Few bottles left on Amazon, so please feel free to check it out. I know some of you guys prefer to shop Amazon. And of course, still today, we do have Prime on that as well. Okay, I had to give a shout out. And make sure, if you are a lash professional, you are in our private lash group, Lash Barbs, where it goes down, and it is a safe space for lash professionals. Okay, so I wanted to get that out. We are on TikTok live right now. If you guys are hearing me on TikTok, if you can double tap the screen, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get the likes up for this video. And if you are on my YouTube live, what's up? I know that my YouTube is gonna be kind of seen more as like a playback option. I'm just kind of establishing that I am live on TikTok for hours at a time, when I can literally do the exact same thing on our YouTube as well, and not be super concerned about how often we're uploading and things of that nature. So to close out, because I do have a 2 o'clock client, and I wanted to get off live about 1 o'clock and eat and, you know, make sure things are straightened up and things of that nature, which we can do still on TikTok, but not on YouTube, of course, with the music playing in the background. So last but not least, servicing women. I've had like an uptick of women like just complaining about men, going through divorces, ending long-term relationships. Just like my clients, they come in and they have a lot to say, and it really kind of like brings tears to my heart, because I too have been in a super abusive relationship that I'm finally able to like look at it for what it was, and not be like in this delusional, oh my God, it's gonna work, oh my God, he loves me, I love him. And I feel like there's so much of that going on right now, because it's kind of like a spiritual warfare. I do, you know, I don't want to be like spiritual loony, but I do feel like that's going on a lot, where a lot of women are experiencing that. I mean, some of the stuff that my clients is telling me is just like heartbreaking. And so only thing that I really can say like right now at this moment in my life, because I feel like I'm nowhere near like this perfect healed person, and like everything is okay, and I'm so like, you know, I feel like that's levels to it. But I definitely feel like you have to like always be confident, and you have to remember that people who treat you terribly are making the executive decision to not be in your life, and that's not your fault. You know what I mean? And I think it can spill over into your business and rid your confidence. And that's pretty much like, as an entrepreneur, the number one ingredient to being successful is your confidence. You have to know that you're going to make money. You have to know that you're going to be successful. You have to know everything is aligning for you. You got to really remember that wholeheartedly, to go balls to the walls, like hard. Like, is you need to be going to grow this thing. You need to be going hard, you know? And I think like the whole purpose was to bring my confidence down. And, you know, that person succeeded at doing that. And it's like, it took a lot for me to look outside of it. You know what I mean? I think sometimes when you're in it, you're just like in it. And, you know, it took a lot of people continuously telling me over and over and over again, like, you know what I mean? Like, just telling me the things I need to hear. This person don't care about you. This person never loved you. You know, like, you need people in your corner to kind of like, especially like as a woman, you know, I think you need people in your corner who you know don't have ill intentions, who are gonna give you some words of encouragement. So my word of encouragement is to smile and live your best life and get buried in work. I've been so buried in work, I can barely tell you guys. Like, seriously, okay? So yeah, I wanted to do a brief check-in, team. We are at 16 minutes on YouTube. I'm assuming the same amount on TikTok because, again, we've been on both. But I just wanted to do like a little breakdown of that, because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my pages aren't personal enough, but I don't really want to put y'all in my business. I don't really want to be on social media like selling my life either. Like, you know, like, I'm just trying to find the like healthy balance. But it's heartbreaking to like hear my clients, and then it's even heartbreaking to know exactly what it feels like. You know what I mean? Like, dang, like, so confidence is key, y'all. And I hope you guys are having a blessed and prosperous Tuesday. I am going to get some food and get prepared to take my first client. We have 3 clients today, at 2 o'clock, a 5 o'clock, and a 7 o'clock. And I will be recording some footage, of course, and getting back to you guys. So I love you. I love you. I love you. Shop JAZLASH. I'll see you guys soon.